Now on Wisconsin, the Republican National Convention kicks off tomorrow in Milwaukee with 50,000 people expected to attend from across the country. Right now, security, an even bigger concern. Our chief political reporter, Jason Zimmerman, is live in Milwaukee with a preview of what's to be expected. Jason.
Aisha, right now the Secret Service is conducting a massive sweep in the area around Pfizer Forum and the surrounding perimeter, which has barricades up blocking roads and security fencing in place to keep people out who do not have the proper credentials. All of this as the RNC prepares to open for business first thing tomorrow. All over downtown Milwaukee on the eve of the Republican National Convention, there's a heavy police presence, including officers helping out from a number of different states. Outside the hotel hosting the Wisconsin delegation, much of the conversation among those arriving Sunday focused on the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump, which is still sinking in for many.
I said, "You're kidding me." I didn't believe it at first, and then turned on the news and saw all of it. So it was just, very chaotic and concerning, and didn't know for sure what had happened. Just thankful that he's okay.
The chair of the Wisconsin GOP telling us the shooting Saturday night won't impact any of the planned activities this week, and that for now the main focus is on the victims who attended the rally in Pennsylvania.
It's tragic. The one thing, we're all in the middle of this political season, but these are families, these are people involved, and so we're all hoping and praying for the people in Pennsylvania, and very thankful that the president, just by an inch, would have had a different fate.
The people united will never be defeated.
Those opposing Trump planning a protest which they say will be peaceful on Monday, expecting more than 5,000 people, although organizers wouldn't condemn Saturday's shooting.
I think Trump breeds a lot of hate, and I think the shooting has nothing to do with us. And we're going to continue with the march as we planned.
Security downtown continues to be a top priority, both inside and around the convention area. Delegates say what they're seeing so far has them feeling safe.
Well, first of all, from a security perspective, I'm completely confident. I'm a very big backer of police and security. I've been in Milwaukee off and on this week. They are all over it. I don't have any concerns with security. But also, I think this again just shows how important it is that we're all Americans. We've got to come together.
State Democrats today canceling events and media availabilities as they work to figure out how to move forward following this shooting. As for Trump himself, we are told that he has arrived in the area for the convention this week. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.